Hello and welcome to the Philippines. I just received some information. There's a new cost of living chart out, new data just produced, and it comes out new about every 6 months. And I'm going to go with a very, very interesting site, and it is called Numbeo. And lots of information and on cost of living, and you can run down here. You can do food prices, prices by city, country, basket of goods, taxi fare calculator, gas prices, number of different things. Uh, you can update information. They get it from users like you. And I'm going to show you some really interesting things here as we go through this. Um, Now, the fact that they get it from people who input the information means that, in fact, right here, your city is not here. Tell us about the cost of living in your city. You and many people contribute to this information. Um, the information used probably does not come from the lower tier, the lower cost segments. So keep in mind that it would be more middle class and on up from there, middle cost, not the low end. And it really depends on where you live. I was surprised as I went down here. Let's just go across the top anyway. You can do some property price checks, quality of life type things, healthcare index, crime index, pollution, traffic, and you can sign up. I haven't. I think I will do that. I will sign up for that. You can even remote jobs. You can post jobs for free as well. But let me go down here. I was surprised that it said to pick a city. I was surprised that Cebu City was in here. They have a cost estimator here that you can plug in and I had it for Cebu. You can plug in your information. One person per household in the currency, Philippine peso. Eating lunch or dinner in restaurants, I put in 15% of the time. Do you choose inexpensive restaurants about half the time? Drinking coffee, low. You've got a choice, a lot, high, moderate. Going out to cinema, nightlife, average once per week. It could be twice a week if I had a lot of friends in town, for instance. But I put in once a week. Smoking, no. Alcoholic beverages, low. Don't know what, it doesn't say what constitute low or medium or high. I eat a lot of Western food here. Don't drive a car. Taking taxi. Some of your choices. 2 round trips per week. Paying for public transport tickets would be jeepneys, hobble hobbles, motorbike taxis. I'm just guessing that. Sports membership, no. Vacation and travel, didn't really have one that really fit my situation. Um, 3 per year, 1 week each. We'll just see how that comes out. Let's see. Buying clothing and shoes, low or very low. Apartment, and here's the choices you have. In the city center, outside the city center, they don't have studios in here. So you're limited to those choices. Number of children going to kindergarten or going to private school. And this is what it gave me. Meal inexpensive restaurant. Meal at McDonald's or equivalent. Usually just a little lower than that. Meal for two, mid-range, 3 course. Domestic beer. That's pretty close, probably. Coke, Pepsi, that would be zero. I don't drink any of that sugar. Sugar cola. Cigarettes, zero. Okay. And they have food. They have the eggs, chicken fillets, beef round, oranges, tomato, potato. Okay. Drinks at home. Utilities, my last bill was 3,600, so not too far off there. Prepaid mobile phone, uh, yeah, a little more than that. Internet, um, paying 1,700 for 25 megabytes up and down. And I haven't bought any dresses yet this year, as a matter of fact, or Nike running shoes, or men's business shoes. Rent, my apartment, I'm paying 20,000, not 25. They wanted 25. I negotiated 20,000. Right now, I think with the present situation, 17,000 would be more in line probably. So that's not too far off. Actually, that's not too far off. They are a little bit high. That comes out to, at 50 pesos per the US dollar, comes out to $1,281 a month. That is higher than my average month. But they don't have pharmacy items in here that I buy much less of than I was, because I just decided a lot of that stuff just isn't working, not worth it. But I buy things like Advil occasionally and some vitamins, those types of things. So they're not really too far off. I think 1,500 U.S. Is a reasonable living budget here in the city center. Just out of curiosity, I plugged in the Thai baht, and I plugged in Chiang Mai, Thailand, which is in northern Thailand, very popular with expats. And my little thing got cut off past the decimal point, so that's not that important. But anyway, let's go down here, and all the other information was the same. 36,668, 36,668 divided by 31.32 baht to the dollar. 1,170. 1,170. All right, and then I took the same numbers and I typed in Ho Chi Minh City, which is Saigon in Vietnam, and there again, using everything else is being the same. And we go down here, and the dong, the meal in the restaurant was going to cost me 1,649,261 dong, and that can take a long time to get used to that, paying out a million dong for an inexpensive restaurant. And let's run down here. And in the end, it was every month was going to average me 29,299,387 Vietnamese dong, which divided by there's for the U.S. dollar 23,178 dong per U.S. dollar presently. So that comes out to $1,263 a month. Very similar, not very far off from living in Thailand or the Philippines. I was surprised here. Recent price added, and you go down here for number Mandawi. I presume that is Mandawi City, in the city center, and a one-bedroom apartment. And here, for instance, 35,000. That sounds awful high to me. It sounds awful high in this present situation that we're in. That it would be that high, unless it's a very nice one bedroom and it is furnished very nicely, then perhaps. This is one of the main cost of living sites, and like I said, they sent me an email. You can sign up to get emails with information. This is mid-year 2020. You can narrow this down if you would like. You've got your cost of cost of living index, and if you hit the little arrow here, you turn it upside down. Basically, it's from least to most. They have it turned around the other way presently. The rent index, cost of living plus rent index, groceries index, restaurant price index, and way over here to the side I've cut it off, local purchasing power index. Now let's jump over here to the property price index by country, and that's for mid-year 2020. And it will surprise some of you, many of you, and not surprise many others of you who have been watching the property prices climb and climb and climb over the last 10 years or so. Here again, you can go by region, reduce it down, but let's go down here. Something that is quite interesting, price to income ratio. And look at here, Syria, Hong Kong, Cambodia, number 3, Philippines, number 6, right up there with Taiwan, very expensive, Vietnam, and Thailand. Even though Thailand is, there's quite a bit of difference between Thailand at 21.59 and 29.92. The fact of the matter is, when you take the price of property compared to the average income, with the average income being relatively low, it gives them a high cost of living in as regards to property. Gross rental yield in the city center, go down here to the Philippines, 3.25. Now I've seen figures in other sites up around 4, 5, 6, 7 if you're really a savvy investor and you know how to run that kind of business. That seems relatively low, but Cambodia's 4.62. Go down here to Vietnam, about 4, and Thailand is lower than that. And going forward, I think you'll see those yields drop because of the current medical crisis across the world. Gross yield, this is your rental yield outside of the city center. Cambodia goes up substantially there. Philippines still about 3.5. Vietnam over 5.5. Thailand 3.7. Price to rent ratio. Some of you know what that means, and that's important to you. In the city center, outside, mortgage as a percentage of income, and affordability index. Here again, you can tip that upside down, and affordability index. So Cambodia comes in here, Philippines comes in here, Vietnam, Thailand down here. Bounce over here to the healthcare index by country, and there again, I found that under quality of life. Go down here by country, and let's just go down here and just do Asia as well, and go to Southeastern Asia and see where we're at there. Here it is. Healthcare index is an estimation of the overall quality of the healthcare system, healthcare professionals, equipment, staff, doctors, cost, etc. So that gives you a little bit of an idea how the countries rank anyway. Manila has some very good hospitals. Cebu City has some. Davao, a number of other cities that have some good hospitals. But once you get out of the major cities, the types of things that they can handle is reduced substantially very quickly. You can sign up for premium statistics, but after checking 99 USD per month, I probably won't sign up for that. And if you have multiple users, 3,750 per year. If you're planning a move anywhere, it is better to, and I did this over and over and over again. I did budgets based on all the information I could find before I came to the Philippines, and I looked at Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and it seems that's almost always more expensive than what you think. It's always good to plan that it's going to be more expensive rather than just trying to just barely get by. So anyway, thank you for watching. Use that cost of living estimator, and stay safe, stay healthy, and see you next time.